So I think we can point to amazing developments that happen, and we'll talk about a bunch of them. But this is something where the 21st century is going to be that pivotal century, and we're going to stay with it, we're going to see progress, but we have to keep a whole public together with that, and that just requires honesty.
And so from the vantage point of someone who was right there during that period of trying to set expectations and then having it be hyped up, was that the media that was doing that? Was that politicians?
It's a complicated set of things. Media obviously have the canonical thing that if you're writing a story, in order to get space for your story, it has to be important.
Right.
For it to be important, let's say, it will have impact several decades from now is less attractive.
Right.
So there's a very natural tendency to make it more important for space, for politicians, or for, say, for federal officials. You know, Congress is going to worry about what do I get in the short term.
Right.
So you're going to emphasize the short term. And so, and then there's always a natural tendency to be over-optimistic about things.
Right.
I think in the long term, things work out much more impactful than we ever imagined. But in the short term, one makes less progress because you forget all about the little barriers. So there are a lot of things. I don't blame anybody for that, but I did try to make a big point of it then, and it really had very little effect.
Right.
Nobody
Yes.
wants to hear that is the case.
That we're taking individual steps, and one day.
But the thing about science is when you take those steps, they're solid.
Right.
Right? Every time you build another floor of the edifice of science, people go in there and they really shake it and then test it and see if it stands up. They build another floor, and then you get to the point where you have penicillin and you have improvements
Right.
on penicillin. And so if you want to sign up for that kind of an activity where you're building a really secure building, you build it right. You don't necessarily, I mean, you can't build it faster than a certain amount. All that said, I gotta say, it's all moving much faster than I predicted. It is actually faster. I never imagined when we sequenced the human genome for $3 billion, including in the year 2003,
Right.
that today at the Broad Institute, a couple blocks from here, we're sequencing a new human genome every 24 minutes.
Right.
At a cost of under $2,000. That's like mind-blowing.
Right.
That in the course of about a decade or so, something could fall by 1,000,000-fold in cost.
Right.
But collecting all that information is not itself the understanding of disease. That comes from that information. And the understanding of disease is not an understanding of how you might cure disease. And the understanding of how you might cure disease is not the same thing as actually having the molecules in the bottle that will cure disease. And those are the floors of the building.
So I'd like to actually unpack that a little.
Please.
In the ways that understanding a disease, you don't go right from understanding to cure. So let's say you are able to identify the genes in a specific type of cancer.
Yep.
Why couldn't you just say, okay, well, I'm going to knock out those genes and then everything will be good?
Well, I didn't say that. It's just you
All right,
can't do it.